My heart was beating so fast. I'm like, I'm never going outside ever again. Never! Hey, welcome back to another video nobody asked for. I'm Sarah, and today I'll be telling you a story. A story about how I put my life in danger during this pandemic. Yay. So this story starts off sometime 2-ish weeks ago. So I was at the dollar store minding my own business when this guy who was in front of me in line asked me how old I am. And I tell him I'm 23. And he was like, oh, you don't look 23. And I was just like, yeah, I get that a lot. Then he asked me a bunch of other things, most of which I couldn't really make out because one, he was wearing a mask, and two, he had a really thick accent. So it was like, and I was like, what? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I really can't hear you. So then he checks out, he leaves the store, and then I check out and I leave the store and I see he's waiting for me in the parking lot. Goody. And he asked me for my number, like I expected, because, you know, I'm just so gorgeous. Everybody wants my number. And being the way I am, I was like, no, I'm not giving you my number. And I was like, how about you take my Snapchat? Instead, he's like, you know, I won't even like text you. So we exchanged Snapchats. Mistake number one. And we go our separate ways. I get home, he messaged me on Snapchat, hey. And I was just like, hey. Mistake number two, not deleting him off of Snapchat right away. And we start talking a little bit. He tells me I'm pretty. And he asks me, when can I see you again? And I'm just like, and he was just like, why? I want to see you again. and I respond, no. Didn't even see your face, so I don't think we're gonna be seeing each other again anytime soon. You know, maybe we should get to know each other first. Coronavirus! And I find out that we live in the same apartment complex. Yay. So he's not that far from me. And I find out he's 33 years of age. 33. It's legal because I'm 23, but still, people in their 30s are just in a different headspace, different place in their lives, you know? Most of them actually have a career and live on their own. I don't. Not really interested in being with anybody in their 30s. So we keep on talking for the next couple of days. I find out more things about him. And then, you know, he keeps on inquiring, when are we gonna see you again? I ask him what his intentions are, and he was like, oh, well, I want a girlfriend, and yada, yada, yada. And you're pretty, and you seem like a quiet person. Like, yeah, I am a quiet person because, you know, before I get comfortable with people, I generally am very quiet and very reserved because communicating is hard. He seemed to really like the fact that I was quiet. It's a bit off-putting to me. I mean, maybe it's just because I've always perceived it as a negative attribute, so maybe that's why I found it weird. But I digress. We keep on talking, and he inquires again about when am I gonna see you again? So then he says, you know, why don't we meet up right now? And it was about 9 p.m. at this point, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not. And he was just like, why not? We could just meet for a few minutes. We can just meet for a few minutes. And I'm like, no. Because of my reservations, I guess he assumed that I was afraid of what my parents would say about me leaving the house at 9 p.m. And of course that was part of it, but it was mostly because I didn't want to go. So he told me, oh, you could just tell them that you're going to the store. You can just tell them that you're going to the store. So first he wants to meet me during dark boy hours. And now he wants me to lie to my parents. That's great. And then I tell him, haha, all the stores are closed right now. It is 9 p.m. Don't make me lie to my parents. And he says, haha, not the corner store. And I'm like, dang it, he's right. The corner store closes at 10. He keeps on persisting, saying that he'll buy me something. And I'm just like, haha, no. It's dark and it's cold. I'm not going anywhere. My next mistake was telling him that we could meet the following day. Oh man, I don't know why I make these decisions. The next day comes, we talk a little bit. He doesn't even bring up the fact that we're supposed to meet up. And I was just like, oh man. get out of this? And then I do the really dumb thing around 5 p.m. I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was at the park. And I was like, oh, which park? And he said that it was a park in a town nearby. And I'm just like, oh, I guess we're not meeting up.
Ah, idiot!
I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to say that. If I had just not mentioned meeting up, I could have gotten out of it. Honestly, if I just deleted him on Snapchat, I could have gotten out of it. I don't know why I don't use my brain. You know, God gave me a brain, but I swear I pretend it's not there. I really act like it's not there sometimes. And he was just like, oh, well, I'm on my way back home now, so we can meet up afterwards. So I was outside at this point, frolicking, enjoying the nice weather. And I was planning on meeting him in the exact area that I was in because, you know, it was nice, it was outdoorsy, and it was cute or whatever. But then I realized, oh my gosh, what if he tries to pull something? I'm gonna need to escape. And I looked around and there was no real places where I could escape. I'm like, there was one way out, but I'm just like, that's not enough. So I end up going inside because, you know, I start freaking out internally. I'm like, ah, no. I mean, honestly, I don't know why I agreed to meet this person in the first place. But I go inside and I go into this certain, it's not a hallway, it's this area where there's a couple of staircases and a couple of doors. Oh, let's call it a hallway. I basically lead him astray for a good 20 minutes. Like, he eventually finds me. Wah, wah, wah. So one thing I neglected to mention was this was going to be the first time I saw his entire face. Because when I first saw him at the dollar store, his face was half covered by a mask. So when I first saw him, I was kind of like, yikes, he really does look 33. Now, there's nothing wrong with looking your own age. It's just that black don't crack. So somebody who's black, who's 33, looks a smooth 26 or 27, and yeah, he didn't. In fact, he looked like he could have been older than 33. He looked like he could have been like 40. So yeah. And he's like, come over here and embrace me. And I thought I wasn't hearing correctly, so I said, what? And he was like, come over here and embrace me, give me a hug. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna stay over here. He continuously says, you know, come over here, embrace me, give me a hug. I'm just like, no, I'm not a touchy-feely person. Stay over there, sir. We talk a little bit. I'm on my phone for the most part because I'm really scared. I just want to leave. I keep telling him, you know, I have to go soon, I have to go soon, I have to go soon, and I really did have to go soon, you know. And that was actually a strategic thing I did where I met up at a time where I'd have to get back home really fast, because I really wasn't finna stay with this stranger for a very long time. As you know, you're really pretty and I really like you. He says that he likes my nails despite the fact that they were all jacked up. And then he tells me, you know, why don't we go to my apartment? You know, why don't we go to my apartment? You know, he points to the door nearest to us. He's like, my apartment's right in that hallway right there. You know, why don't we go to the apartment? And I was like, no, I'm good over here. I'm good over here. He's like, anybody can pass by. I was like, I have to go soon. I have to go. So just for 10 minutes, just for 10 minutes. I'm like, I don't have 10 minutes, you know. And then, you know, maybe, I don't know why he thought to ask this. He asks me, are you a virgin? Does that matter? Why are you asking me this? Why, like, you do not know me. I honestly don't understand why guys feel the need to ask that. Like, is it any of your business?
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
The second he asked that, I'm like, oh, your intentions, they're not pure. They're not pure at all. Yeah, hell no, I'm not going to your damn apartment. And later on, he asked me if I drink, and I say sometimes. Then he's like, what do you drink? And I'm like, oh, water. I mean, I do drink alcohol here and there, but that's besides the point. And then I'm just like, you know, I have to go home. And I start heading into the direction to go home. He's like, you know, just give me a hug, give me a hug. I'm like, ah! Leave me alone. Well, I didn't do that. I should have. I did that in my head. And I'm just like, I have to go. He's like, real quick, just give me a hug. And then he's like, I have to show you something. I'm like, oh gosh, what could it be? I don't want to see that, you know, because I just wanted to go home. And he shows me a bunch of pictures of his family, like I cared. I'm sorry, that's so mean. But still, I didn't care. I just wanted to go home this night. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now. And he gave me a hug. And I'm just like, no. He's like, okay, fine. Why don't we shake hands? When I shook his hand, tell me why it seemed like he was about to go for a kiss. I'm like, ah! No. No. Oh, keep your mouth to yourself. Men are scary, I swear. Anywho, I go to the handle to reach the door that'll lead to home sweet home, and he kind of gets in my way. He kind of like blocks the door a little bit and puts his arm out and tries to put his arm around me. This part is kind of blurry, and I feel like he kind of did get his arm around me. I just want to leave. I just want to leave. I just want to leave. And I go into the hallway where my apartment is. And he doesn't just leave right away. He just holds the door open, watching me leave. I'm like, dang, so I can just leave. So now I got to walk past my apartment because I'm not letting this mother effer know where I live. I don't want him coming, knocking at my door anytime he wants, pulling up, where's Sarah? Is Sarah home? You know, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. So I walk past my apartment. I'm just like, I'm going home now. I walk well past the apartment door. I open a door that leads into a stairwell. I'm just like, bye, bye, bye. And then as soon as I see the door close, I'm like, boom! I go to my apartment, get on my cubicle. I'm like, why did y'all have to lock the dang door? Like, I was like looking at the door, hoping he would open it. I'm like, I can't let this person know where I live. I ran in there. My heart was beating so fast. I'm like, I'm never going outside ever again. Never! When I got back inside, my brother was just like, dang, are you running from somebody? I was like, it might as well be. Honestly, I really hope he didn't open the door as I was going inside. I was like, ha, 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 I know where she lives now. I really hope it didn't happen. Sometimes I have nightmares. Anywho, now I avoid that hallway that I know he lives in. So the moral of the story is, don't meet up with strangers, especially during a pandemic. So if you like that video, you can like, subscribe, share with your friends, follow my social media accounts, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!